Have you ever been quietly told that if you can no longer live completely alone, your only responsible choice is a nursing home? For many older adults, hearing those words can feel heavy. It can feel final. Almost like the world has suddenly become smaller, and the path ahead has already been decided. But there is a gentle truth that deserves to be heard more often. Needing more support after 70 does not automatically mean giving up your independence, and it certainly does not mean a nursing home is your only option. In fact, many seniors today are discovering thoughtful alternatives that protect both safety and dignity, options that allow you to remain in control of your daily life while still receiving the support you need. In this video, we will walk together through 6 meaningful alternatives to consider before making such a big decision. These are not about denial or avoiding reality. They are about choosing wisely, so your next chapter feels supported, not restricted. Stay with me until the end, because one of these options is often overlooked. Yet it can quietly transform the way many seniors live after 70. Let's begin. One of the most flexible and empowering options is bringing support into your own home. Many people assume that once daily tasks become more difficult, relocation is inevitable. But in many cases, what is truly needed is not a new location, but the right kind of help. In-home support can take many forms. Sometimes it is just a few hours a week. Sometimes it is daily assistance. Support might include help with bathing, preparing meals, light housekeeping, medication reminders, or transportation to appointments. The most important difference is this: you remain in your own familiar space. I once heard about a man named Daniel, age 78, who began having trouble with mobility after a mild stroke. His children, understandably worried, immediately began discussing nursing homes. Daniel felt discouraged, not because he denied needing help, but because he was not ready to leave the home filled with memories of his life. Instead of rushing the decision, the family explored part-time in-home care. Each morning, a caregiver visited to assist with bathing and breakfast. The rest of the day, Daniel relaxed in his own living room, surrounded by familiar photographs and the quiet comfort of routine. The emotional impact was profound. Rather than feeling relocated, he felt supported. Rather than losing control, he felt reassured. Research continues to show something very important. Seniors who maintain control over their environment often experience better emotional well-being and, in many cases, slower cognitive decline. Another advantage of in-home support is flexibility. As needs change, services can increase or decrease. You are not locked into a fixed level of care. Support does not mean surrendering independence. Sometimes it means redefining independence in a wiser, more sustainable way. Another powerful alternative many seniors overlook is downsizing to a smaller, more manageable home. Sometimes the real problem is not living alone. Sometimes the problem is living in a space that no longer fits your current stage of life. A large multi-level house may have once been perfect for raising a family, but over time, stairs can become risky. Yard work becomes exhausting. Cleaning unused rooms becomes an unnecessary burden. Downsizing removes many of these physical stresses while allowing you to remain fully independent. Consider a woman named Helen, age 81, who lived alone in the 2-story home she had once shared with her husband. Gradually, the stairs became intimidating. Housework drained her energy. Her family began gently suggesting a nursing home. But Helen chose a different path. She moved into a single-level apartment in the same community she loved. The space was smaller, but it was safer, easier to clean, easier to move around, and most importantly, it was still hers. She decorated it with familiar furniture, hung family photographs on the walls, continued cooking her favorite meals, continued waking and sleeping on her own schedule. The emotional shift was powerful. She did not feel institutionalized. She felt simplified. Downsizing is not giving up. It is strategic adjustment. It allows you to reduce physical strain while preserving autonomy. Many modern independent living apartments and retirement communities are specifically designed with accessibility in mind. Step-free layouts, walk-in showers, nearby services. Sometimes the difficulty is not independence itself. Sometimes it is the environment. And changing the environment can restore confidence more than many people expect. Another meaningful option is moving in with family, but only when clear expectations are discussed in advance. This is where many families hesitate. Seniors often fear becoming a burden. Adult children sometimes fear losing privacy or creating tension. Yet when handled thoughtfully, multi-generational living can offer emotional warmth and practical support that benefits everyone involved. The key is not simply moving in. The key is communication. Before any transition happens, families should calmly discuss boundaries, responsibilities, finances, and daily routines. Who prepares meals? Who handles transportation? What private space belongs to whom? These conversations are not signs of mistrust. They are signs of maturity. I once heard about a man named Robert, age 79, who moved into his daughter's home after a fall. At first, both sides assumed they would simply figure it out. But unspoken expectations created tension. Eventually, they held a family meeting and clearly discussed responsibilities and personal space. Robert continued contributing in small ways around the home. His daughter maintained her routines and privacy. Mutual respect replaced discomfort. The emotional benefits can be powerful. Grandchildren gain the wisdom and stories only grandparents can offer. Seniors often feel more secure knowing someone is nearby. But this arrangement works best when independence is still encouraged. Maintaining hobbies, friendships, and personal routines prevents overdependence and preserves dignity. Moving in with family is not regression. When done thoughtfully, it can be a meaningful adaptation that strengthens family bonds. Another option that deserves careful consideration is choosing an independent living community. Many people hear the word community and immediately imagine a medical facility with strict schedules. But independent living communities are very different. They are built around autonomy. In most cases, you have your own private apartment or small residence. You decide when to wake up, when to eat, when to socialize, when to enjoy quiet time. There is structure, without confinement. One of the greatest advantages is something many seniors don't expect. Social proximity without social pressure. You are surrounded by peers navigating similar life stages. Casual conversations happen naturally in hallways, dining areas, walking paths, and shared spaces. This gentle proximity reduces isolation while still respecting your independence. I once heard about a man named Leonard, age 80, who had lived alone in a rural home for years after his wife passed away. Physically, he managed well, but emotionally, he felt increasingly disconnected. His children suggested a nursing home, which he strongly resisted. Eventually, he toured an independent living community. He was surprised. Residents were attending exercise classes, playing cards, organizing book clubs, and sharing meals, all by choice. When Leonard moved into his own apartment there, he brought his favorite chair, his framed photographs, and his daily routines. What changed was not his independence. It was his access to connection. Within months, he joined a morning walking group. His energy improved. He described feeling engaged again rather than relocated. Studies consistently show that seniors who maintain regular social engagement often experience better emotional resilience and slower cognitive decline. Independent living communities also provide a quiet layer of safety. While they do not offer intensive medical care, staff are typically available for emergencies and can help coordinate services if needs change. You are not giving up control. You are choosing a supportive environment. Another option, one that is often overlooked, is sharing a home with another senior. At first, many people feel uncertain about this idea, but when thoughtfully arranged, it can offer companionship, shared responsibility, and increased safety without sacrificing independence. Living alone can feel peaceful for many years, but after 75 or 80, evenings can feel long. Small tasks become more tiring. Emergencies feel more frightening when no one else is nearby. Sharing a home provides something very simple, yet very powerful: presence. And presence alone can reduce anxiety more than many people expect. This arrangement does not mean losing privacy. Each person maintains a separate bedroom and personal space. Common areas like the kitchen and living room are shared. Clear agreements about expenses, chores, and boundaries are discussed in advance. I once heard about a woman named Frances, age 83, who struggled with loneliness after losing her sister. She did not require daily medical care, but she felt uneasy sleeping alone. Through a senior housing network, she connected with another widow who was also seeking companionship. They decided to share a modest 2-bedroom home. Frances handled light cooking. Her housemate managed online bill payments. Some evenings they watched television together. Other evenings they enjoyed quiet time separately. Over time, both reported feeling safer and emotionally steadier. There is also a practical benefit. Shared living reduces financial pressure. Housing costs, utilities, and groceries are divided. For seniors on fixed incomes, this can significantly reduce stress. And lower stress often supports better overall health. Perhaps most importantly, daily conversation stimulates memory and keeps the mind engaged. Shared laughter lowers stress hormones. Having someone notice if you seem unwell adds a quiet layer of protection. Of course, compatibility matters, but when chosen thoughtfully, this option can preserve independence while reducing isolation. Finally, there is one more approach that many modern seniors are using successfully: building a structured support network while remaining in your own home. Today's world offers tools that did not exist decades ago. Medical alert systems, scheduled wellness calls, grocery delivery, transportation programs, smart home monitoring. When combined thoughtfully, these create a personalized safety net. I once heard about a woman named Carol, age 82, who deeply wanted to remain in her longtime home but worried about emergencies. Her family helped build a layered plan. She installed an emergency alert device. Neighbors agreed to weekly check-ins. A volunteer program provided transportation to appointments. With these supports in place, Carol remained in control of her life while feeling significantly more secure. The strength of this approach lies in coordination. No single system carries the full burden. Instead, multiple small supports work together to create stability. And sometimes, that is all that is needed. As we come to the end of this conversation, I want to leave you with one reassuring thought. If living alone has become more difficult after 70, it does not mean your independence is over. It simply means your situation may need thoughtful adjustment. An adjustment is not surrender. It is wisdom. Ask yourself gently, which of these options best protects not only your safety, but your sense of identity, comfort, and purpose? The years after 70 can still be rich, meaningful, and deeply fulfilling. The key is making decisions from clarity rather than fear. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it, share it with someone who may be facing this decision, and subscribe for more calm, practical guidance on aging well. Thank you for spending this time here. Wishing you safety, confidence, and many peaceful days ahead. I look forward to being with you again very soon.